Slum 1200, raised in New Orleans, Louisiana, will be born at Charity Hospital, aka the City Zoo. The city of New Orleans is home to 17 wards. Slum will be raised in 2 of those wards, the 3 and the 12th. Both areas of Uptown and Central City. Up until the age of 5, Slum will reside in one of the most crucial neighborhoods in the city. His home will be across from the garbage dump, aka the incinerator plant on 7th and Saratoga. Slum will later relocate to Toledano and Drides. It is in the hood where Slum will get into all kinds of mischievous and devious acts as an adolescent. Slum, being the oldest of 4 siblings, will be 2 years apart from his brother. His younger sisters would each be 2 years apart. Like a lot of adolescents coming up in poverty-stricken environments, Slum will be raised by his grandmothers. Although Slum's mother would be in his life, she would have a severe condition, one that would be as bad as being hooked on that hard. She would be a betting woman. It would be this condition that would lead to them moving every other month to different areas of Uptown. In his younger years, Slum would attend Slum1200 Elementary School in the heart of the Magnolia Project. It was at Slum1200 that Slum would build relationships and alliances with dudes out the Noya, being that his school was located in the project. Slum will be athletic at a young age and get into sports. Falling in love with football, he will play for Nord at Evans Park in the 13th Ward, home of Christopher Dorsey, aka BG. Being gifted at sports would spark interest from other parks throughout the city who would scout Slum to play for them. Slum would eventually leave Evans Park for Taylor Park, where he would meet and build relationships with the young dudes out the hood who would later go on to be 3 and G. Being near the Callio Projects, Taylor Park would also be a form of recreational activity for the little dudes out the yo, who Slum would also build relationships with. Carter G. Wilson, that sits directly across from Shakespeare Park and is a block away from the Noya, will be Slum's middle school. It will be here where Slum will begin to get into all types of mischief, causing him to be suspended on a frequent basis. He would eventually end up being expelled from Carter G. Wilson Middle. Reaching an age where he could no longer play park ball, Slum will get discouraged as those dreams will seem to go out the window. Just like in the movie New Jersey Drive, Slum will start breaking into and stealing cars at a young age, running the streets and getting into all kinds of capers. Slum's name would ring in the hood for shit that he didn't have anything to do with. It would be this criminal activity that would send Slum to correctional facilities at a young age. In 95, Slum would get popped in the hottie and end up going to Conchetta, aka CYC. If you know, you know. CYC was a juvenile youth center, or as some would say, gladiator camp for the troubled youths of the city. While attending Walter L. Coyne, Slum would be expelled and arrested for spazzing out on his principal. As a juvenile, Slum would be in and out of correctional facilities. The reputation would follow him into his adult years. As a juvenile, Slum would spend nearly a year in CYC. Upon his release from juvenile jail, Slum would take to the streets and hop in the game, looking to come up in order to provide a better life for he and his siblings. Slum, who was deep in the streets getting money, would hide his activities from both of his grandmothers. Having the ultimate love and respect for them both, he knew that it would break their hearts. It wouldn't be until Slum would move to the 12th Ward that he would get more active and start putting in work, aka stepping. Already having clout, Slum would bust open a D shop on Loyola with his partner and turn all the way up. Slum would be no stranger to the projects. He would have ties in the Callio, Magnolia, Melf, the Thomas, and St. Bernard. He would even have people in the 17th, Hollywood to be exact, Olive, and General Ogden, aka the Olive Branch. Slum, who would manage to survive the streets during the roughest times in the NO, would lose countless friends to the streets and prison. Slum would have another talent. That talent would be rapping. Opening up for Rick Ross at Mardi Gras World near the convention center would be one of his musical achievements. Later, touring on the Free Boosie tour and being offered a record deal with the real Rick Ross. The signing would never happen, as an unfortunate turn of events would take place. Slum would be hit up. His mother-in-law would be deleted. Slum would later go on to sign with 1017 Mafia, a subsidiary under the 1017 flag. The signing would garner Slum a lot of attention in the music world. As fate would have it, Slum would end up getting caught up for 2 blicks in possession of 11.5. He would be given a 10-year sentence under the Good Time Act. Slum would do his jokes in prisons like Morehouse, Richwood, and Plaquemine. 39 months later, he will be back on the street with 6 years of parole. 3 if he stayed out of trouble. After being released from prison, Slum would get back on his grind, dropping video after video under his own Gotta Get It global imprint. Slum would also launch his own clothing brand, Certified Steppers. It wouldn't be long before Slum would make it to the YouTube scene, telling his life story and eps from his days in the streets. Being a tight-knit family where everyone would stick together no matter what is something Slum's great-grandmother would embed to all of her grandkids. Madeline Simon, Slum's great-grandmother, will be born in 1920, a true Washoe Tribe native. The small town of Vacherie, Louisiana is where she will be born, later being raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. Miss Madeline's father was a slave on a lower plantation. Stories will be told about it all the time. Her father and his relatives would hold on to their native roots, amassing acres of land, or what some might call reparations from their suffering ancestors. Miss Madeline's father, Marshall Pop Simon, would pass in 1961 in New Orleans, Louisiana. He would be under her care and robbed of his fraction of the land due to him falling ill. Miss Madeline would stop communicating with her father's side of the family entirely, therefore losing whatever rights she had to the land her father was owed. In 1994, Slum, a cousin of his, and two of his childhood friends were caught in a hiding on St. Charles Street, later being transported by the NOPD to the Bureau, which was used for holding and processing of juveniles. Slum would later be held at Conchetta, aka CYC, which was like OPP, but for juveniles. Having family all over the city and knowing a lot of people from school and park ball would earn Slum respect in almost every hood. This was the story of Slum 1200, aka Kabuki.
You understand me? Get rich, I'ma die trying to make it to the top. Shit, and anybody in the way, I'm putting them in a box. Yeah, it's gotta get it, I'ma stack it till it rocks. Yeah, it's gotta get it, I'ma stack it till I drop. Shit, I went from still called the winter selling rocks. Now I put with the 30, let it pop. You can see my mama cry, sky's the limit. Got a blue before my mama died. So I gotta grind, gotta turn it up 1,000 times. Line want to shine, don't know how to grind. Hit him with the 9, now he crying like he finna die. Look him in his eye, tell him bye, send him to the sky. Yeah, we beat the mob, yeah, we beat the squad. Beat the odds, yeah, I'm still in charge, yeah, I'm still a boss. Nigga fraud, yeah, I'm living large, whipping the garage. Yeah, it's hard, and that bitch go fast like a NASCAR. M3, 7 space, blast off, get your face lift when I blast